This is the first in a series of videos to help you navigate the Teachscape online evaluation system. And once you go to the login page, the address is login.teachscape.com. You're going to put in your username, and I'm going to use just a sample account here just to illustrate some of these steps. But once you put in your username or password, the first page you're going to come to is just sort of a greeting page. Your name will be here, and there is one of two places that you can go to navigate sort of the first step. We're going to use what's called Teachscape Reflect. You can either choose it here in the middle or up here at the top. And once you hit either one of those tabs, you're going to come to the first page, which is an entryway to either a formal evaluation, informal evaluation, or the summative. We're actually going to start with the formal evaluation, because those are the ones that specifically involve domain and domain 1 and 4. And the first three here on what they call a task list is related to domain 1, but we're actually going to begin with domain 4. That is the domain that is open the extent of the evaluation window. So you'll be putting in information related to domain 4 really at any time. And we're going to begin entering information over here in the middle where this button says Edit. You can think of this button also sort of as Enter, but this is where you'll start the process. And the first page that comes up will have your name here as practitioner. It'll have the title of what this is. You can kind of ignore this observation date. That actually is the date that this domain was sort of initiated to hand it over to you by your evaluator. And to begin entering some of the information here are the components for reference. You're going to go to this button in the lower right-hand corner, View Notes. And here's where you're going to enter each of these notes. So let's say that you maintain and update an Edline calendar for parents. Okay? Now, once you type in a statement, you can either hit Enter or click on the button Add, and you'll notice that that piece of evidence is entered here. And you would continue to type in different pieces of evidence related to domain 4 in the box here, hit Return, or hit Add. Once you've done that, really at any point during the process, you're going to go to the button on the far right-hand side and code this piece of evidence with as many of these components out of domain 4 as would apply. In this case, for simplicity, I'm just going to say Communicating with Families. I'm going to hit OK. And you'll notice that this button turns a maroon color. There's a number 1 there. That means I've tagged this piece of evidence with a component under domain 4. Now, once you've added a few and you want to come back to it later, you're going to hit the button in the lower left-hand corner, Save and Finish for Later. At this point, ignore this score button. In fact, it's really one you ought not to hit. Nothing self-destructs, but it's just not good practice to hit it at this point in the process. Hit Save and Finish for Later, and you'll notice it takes you right back to your task list page. If at a later date you wanted to go back to domain 4, you hit that Ed button, you view notes, and your evidence is still there. So you save and finish for later, and it brings you back to your task list page. And that summarizes the process of beginning to enter evidence for domain 4.